Alright, so I know this isn't the best angle. I'm going to rearrange my room probably today or tomorrow. But today's video, I picked up a couple of the new Milani products. Not a lot, but I'm going to do a wear test on what we have. So first I have the Conceal and Perfect 2-in-1 foundation. This has been around for a long time, but this is a new shade. This is their lightest shade in 00A. And I'm going to compare it to a couple of the other shades that I have. So I'll be comparing it to 01 and 05. I know this is like quite the shade range, these guys together, but I got 05 on accident, and then 01 was previously the lightest shade, and it's very yellow, so I really like to mix it with some other paler foundations, and I'll just do some swatches of the side by sides. Alright, so there is 00A, there is 01, there is 05. These are all so different in shades and undertones, but I will be mixing, I believe I'm gonna mix these two. So they sent some samples, and I was pretty excited to see that. They sent samples of face primer. This one color corrects dullness on medium to dark, so we're gonna pass on that one. This one corrects dullness on light to medium. And then this one is just an SPF primer. I'm going to use this one just to see, you know, I'm looking pretty dull, you know what I mean? This lighting, I really don't know what's happening to my camera. I'm pretty sure that little trolls come in and move it overnight so that I don't have a good angle anymore. But this is like, ugh. Why does that look like sherbet? Eee. Doesn't smell weird. So it definitely feels like very silicone-y, very slippery. Yeah, I don't really think it did any color correcting because it just kind of sucked into my skin. But I do think that my skin, my pores, they look a little blurred, especially around my nose, and it also looks pretty matted. Alright, so between two empty ones, I got enough to mix. So I'm just going to start with one pump in there. And I'm going to go one more because I feel like that's just still a little bit too dark. Looks pretty good, huh? I think it's amazing that they added these paler shades. I noticed there was like 4 new paler shades. I thought that was awesome because this is such a good foundation. All my pale friends, I want you guys to be able to love it. I don't often wear this foundation alone. I don't think I actually ever have. I feel like it's always been too dark, so I've always had to mix it. So this will be interesting for me. It is so full freaking coverage. It's just incredible. Just incredible. It always mixes really well, and I like to mix it because it is on the thicker side. So it's always a really good option for me to mix with another foundation that's paler. Alright, so there it is, fully applied on my skin. I think it looks so good. I love the coverage. I even put it up on my under eyes just because I know they market it as a concealer as well, but I don't really use anything as a concealer. But today, I guess I'm going to get wild, and I'm going to take 00A, and I guess I'm going to highlight with it. Getting crazy! If I can highlight with this foundation as well, I might just throw away all my foundations and concealers. It feels like it's really just like too thick to use as a concealer, but it reacts really well to the warmth of your skin, and I feel like it's thinning out. Alright, so now I'm sitting at 1 layer for foundation, 2 layers for concealer, and I think it looks really good. We are sitting at absolute full coverage. I have some pimples down here that I can't see at all. I don't really see much darkness whatsoever happening under my under eyes. It is very dewy, which I don't usually, love for my under eyes, so we are going to be setting it. We are using their translucent light to medium Make It Last setting powder. It comes in, I think, 2 different shades, and it does have a sifter. I'm going to be dumping some powder into the top cap so that I can use it to set my under eyes. I'm going to go in with that same sponge and pick some up. I'm going to use the sponge to set this side and use a brush to set the other side. Oh, we got some creasage. Alright, so I definitely think that this has added a little bit of some darkness. I like that it's kind of yellow. I just think it might be a little bit too dark for me. So I ruined my brush and my coffee all in one go. Excellent. Alright, so I'm going to be using my Morphe G2, and I'm just going to go in there and pick up some. And first off, there are creases. Alright, so I'm going to go in and set some down on my under eyes first. And then I'll just go and lightly tap the rest of my face. I'm going to set my entire face just because I said it feels a little dewy. Not too much, but for the sake of we're testing everything together. Alright, so here's what we're looking like. I think it looks pretty much the same. I definitely need a little bit of a setting spray to take away some of the powderiness. I always do that, and I will still today. I think that it is a little bit too dark for me. It did take away some of the brightness that that foundation gave us, but I think it looks really good. It doesn't look like chunky on my under eyes or anything like that. Like you can just see some of like the darkness that it's kind of left in there, and yeah, it looks okay. I'm going to do the rest of my face, and then I'll come back for the lipstick pot. Alright, so I finished my face off. I did use the powder to sort of bake, and it did a pretty good job. I didn't notice the bronzer sticking to my skin too much. Everything was G2G. Alright, so the last new product that I got was their new liquid lip color, Amore Shine, and this is in the shade Foxy Sexy. And this is what the applicator looks like. It's kind of weird. It's got like a diamond shape and then like a curved, I don't know. It doesn't really have a scent. It feels very sticky. And it looks like it's pretty opaque. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and apply it. It's very, very, very opaque. Pretty thick. I'm wondering if it's going to dry all the way down. Alright, so I like it. It's a little sticky right now. I'm not really sure if it's supposed to dry down. It doesn't really have a lot of claims. I love the color. It's really such a pretty, but for me it just looks like a nice 90s lip color. I actually really liked that lip applicator. It made application pretty easy. If it wasn't for that, I think it would be really hard to move this around your lips because it is pretty thick. Yeah, so it's a sleek extreme shine finish, so this isn't going to dry down, so I'm not even going to waste my time. It is currently 10:05. This is actually pretty late for me. So I will just kind of walk you guys through every couple of hours. I have some things to do today. So I guess you guys will have to see how boring it is if you break your ankle and you're at home for 2 months. I really wish I was like one of those crazy vloggers who had so much shit to do, but like I have things to eat. I'll probably do some laundry. It's gonna be sick. It's gonna be wild. Put your freaking seatbelts on. Alright, so we're gonna do a close-up on my face right now. I'm so happy with the makeup, dude. Like, I'm loving it. Alright, so foundation. Perfection. Love that I have a paler color to mix with that because the coverage is fan-freaking-tastic. This guy down here is still, I mean, you probably can't see it, but like I can see the texture of it, which obviously it's not going to take away the texture, so I'm just going to move on. The under eyes, they're not looking great. But that's pretty much just close up. I believe far away they probably did look good. That powder is like completely flawless. I will give it that. But it's just a little bit too dark for my under eyes. I can see some darkness that's kind of like pulled right here. But again, I didn't even use concealer, so I'm not sure what I expected. But I do actually really like the way that the powder set my entire face. It just looks so flawless and it feels really nice. I don't think this makeup is gonna budge today. Actually, I'm gonna do one of my little modified workouts. So the face is looking good right now. As long as I come back and the face is looking shitty, I'm actually going to be doing a Milani full face. When I was on the website, I'm really ticked because I just ordered this like last week and now there's a brand new eyeshadow palette on their website and it's really, really pretty. See you guys later. I shit you not, this is my daily routine. I feel like every video starts with a little coffee. Holla. Coffee. Big old kitty. That big old kitty. Big old kitty. That big old kitty. That big old kitty. That big old kitty. Big old kitty.
What the hell I'm supposed to do? And then I can tell myself not to ride along with you. I had all and then most of you, some and now none of you. Take me back to the night we met. I don't know what I'm supposed to do, haunted by the ghost of you. Take me back to the night we met.
Hello. So it is 7:19 p.m. So I think it's been a little bit over 8 hours since I last met with you guys and since the foundation has been on. So typically I don't wash my face off till like the end of the night, which explains a lot of my bad skin issues. But I had to rearrange some videos around, and this video is coming up tomorrow, so I gotta get this filmed so I can go to, or I gotta get it edited so I can go to sleep. So let me zoom you guys in way too much. Oh, by the way, my background is completely changed. I took my entire background away. That way, like, if for some reason I have to like wide pan out and do a wig video, I can just take these lights down and then all is good back here. So there were shelves and stuff, and you can always see like what was hanging out in the shelves. And anyways, zooming in on my face for closer inspection. All right, so let's start at the top. What do you say? Forehead down. So my forehead looks pretty awful. It's just, yeah, there's like cat hair sticking to my forehead, which is cool, but it's like really splotchy and just it's a little shiny. My nose, the stuff is gone. My under eyes, I'm gonna be honest, they didn't look very good all day. I felt like it just kind of clumped some darkness there. My highlighter is still on. My blush and bronzer is still on. Above my lip and like under my nose is gone. And my chin is gone. It just all over looks really bad. Yeah, it looks terrible. So, you guys can see that the lip is gone. The lip feathered at about 3 hours. I did eat with it, and it feels like a lip gloss. I felt like it was just a little bit thicker than a lip gloss, maybe. I didn't get the liquid lipstick part of it whatsoever. I guess it stayed a little bit better than lip glosses, but because it was so pigmented and such a dark color, I would never wear it like outside of the house. I did like it. I was rocking the 90s look all day. But yeah, someone left me a comment on Instagram and said that that lipstick didn't work for them at all, for just the opposite. They said it just got matte. I wish that one had gotten a little bit matte, but it was just like a thicker gloss. To be honest, the way that the foundation looks is kind of how that foundation always looks. It's a really good foundation until like the 7-hour mark, for me at least. And then, yeah, it gets pretty wicked after that, but truly, honestly, is it even that great to wear your foundation longer than that? But yeah, I guess my final decision on this foundation is I still really like it. I wouldn't wear the combo together just because they didn't really seem to be doing that great of a job. I would probably wear this foundation with a more mattifying powder. I think the RCMA powder would hold my oils at bay a little bit longer. I could probably use it to bake, and for me it was just a little bit too dark to set my under eyes and stuff with anyways, but I really liked it, so it'll probably become like a translucent powder for my eyeshadows, and definitely for baking. As always, I will try it with other foundations, and I will try that foundation with other powders. Like I said, I've never had a problem with that foundation, but that was also the first time that I'd ever used it on its own. To be honest, like, I was just hanging out in the house, so the foundation didn't disappoint me today, but I probably wouldn't wear these guys together out, just because if I was actually out in the real world, I probably would have gotten a little bit actually sweaty and like a little bit of oil, but you know, today I literally moved a shelf and reorganized some hair products, and yeah, I don't know, that it shouldn't have lasted or looked better. Anyways, guys, I hope that you enjoyed spending a little bit of the day with me. And Max, he was in there a lot.